So I'm gonna put this in the front. I'm gonna make it really quick. I have a great video right in front of this. You guys are about to be in for a good one. Yo, so what I wanted to say is we have it ass backwards here because we have the men leading when really the women should be leading, because the women have the wherewithal and the brains that are not dysfunctioning and distorted by things like hormones and testosterone and trying to get laid, right? So they're very good at making choices that don't lead us to blowing ourselves up. And I really want to just say the men are supposed to kind of be the guides for this. We break down the forest, we make the path, and we ensure the safety of that which is leading us, right? That's what we do. That's how our energies work, guys. Now, one's not better than the other. They're both amazing and equal in their own way. So, enjoy the message. I had to get this out because this is the important part. Yo, what's poppin', YouTube? I'm Shampoo. You guys, the shampooers. This is the resistance, and we're resisting. Put on your spirit tech belts and get ready for this download. Faithful Philosopher, bro. Hey man, I want to look at you right in the eyes through this camera and say thank you from my heart for what you said. Your words, completely kind. I'm honored for you to have said that about me, man. Seriously. And when you said, okay, so for some of us going through some of this, it's just like jumping out of us, right? We want to tell everybody, we want to get on a mountain and just scream. But the knowledge protects itself, right? This is something that has to be earned. You have to work for this, otherwise it's not, you don't get the same shit out of it, right? When he said that, I know that Thomas has God in his heart and I don't need to explain myself to him. That's really important. I actually said that exact same thing to somebody last night, believe it or not. Because something about taking that responsibility and knowing that it's in the best hands that it can be in, it really allows you to get your ego out of the way and say, you know, I can guide this person to possibly have a catalyst or a thought that makes them think about things a little differently. And then once that happens, right, the whole train of thought can be changed, right? So it's like when you have a job, when you have a boss, right? You don't tell the boss the first day you get there, you don't say, this is where I'm gonna park. I don't want to do that, I'm gonna do this. You're not paying me enough, so this is how much you're gonna pay me, right? That's not what you do, right? Right? You just wait for the boss to come and tell you what to do. What could I mean by that, you know? What I mean is, the creator will come to you. Source will come to you. The rest of you will come to you when it's time for that discovery, right? And it will be perfect timing. Because you better believe it that the universe has a vested interest in personal discovery. Why the hell do you think we're all here? Why do you think you took that deep plunge into that dark womb, like the deepest waters of the ocean, to come out completely not knowing anything, but knowing that you have the map right here always, and that everything is you, and that you are a cosmos? Believe it or not, you are a cosmos. You're right. The other thing he said that resonated a lot with me was about the women being the guide kind of in this, the women kind of taking us, the way showers, right? And he's right about that, because the creator, I mean, look at the planet, look at everything that's growing on this planet and flourishing, right? The planet is a big womb, guys, right? If you look at anything that's growing, the seed goes into the ground, the earth nourishes it, protects it, gives it nourishment, and it grows and reaches out, right? Just like a womb, no different, right? In a way, we are kind of like seeds on this planet in a womb. being gestated or germinated for our next big venture, right? The women are very important because they do not have the same type of ego structure that we do, right? I turn around here. They're kind of built with this already built-in maturity where they're almost coming from the heart, more so than the ego, more so because they don't have the testosterone, they don't have that competitive, I need to win, I need to be the strongest alpha. When you're trying to be the alpha, guys, you don't make good choices, right? You're doing things based on self, based on your own, like, I mean, there's nothing more primitive, but that's just how we are. That's built into our system, right? Either to be the provider in a way that you make as much money as you can in 8 hours a day, or you can lift the most weight at the gym, or you can unroll the biggest dick at the porn industry, right? Whatever it is, it's fucked up because that's not what we should be focusing on. And it's almost like Eve took the blame for this fall. Like they always say, like, Eve is to blame for the fall of man, right? Well, that's horseshit, you know? It's stupid. That's why these fucking people shouldn't be up here trying to tell people what's going on and what this book means, yo. Adam and Eve, yo, I promise you no such people ever existed. Think about it, man. Even the word atom, atom, whatever it is, it's the building block of life, you know? And Eve, it's like you could even look at that as like the moment before, right? The moment before, that's always Eve, the moment before the next moment. That's all you're ever experiencing is the moment and then the next one, and the moment and the next one, right? Those two ideas, though, are really important because the moment you're experiencing, which is always right now, if anyone ever tells you what time it is, if you're on the leading edge of this consciousness, of this wave, if you're surfing that leading edge of the sun, right, as it's spraying this reality out, and the planets are just following it, but you're on the leading edge of that, it's always right now. And anytime you're in the past or the future, you're fucking right now up, all right? So, Adam and Eve are just this representation of mankind being kind of broke into the holiest of holies, and the DNA being split, and us becoming this dualistic man and woman before we understand that we're connected. That could be problems, right? When you actually think that. When you actually think that you're separate from them, it causes you to desire in a way that you're not supposed to. It causes you to seek and not understand. We ate from the tree of good and bad before the tree of knowledge, yo. That's not how it works. So anyway, they've been inverting this shit ever since I can remember, right? Ever since in history you can even read back. That's why we've never had a female president in the United States, right? That's why men usually run companies. That's why men are usually involved in every part of leadership around here, because it's ass backwards. We both have certain roles to play energetically, right? The women should be leading because their decisions are not based off of getting pussy, right? Their decisions are not based on people are like, oh well, what would we do if we went to war? We wouldn't go to war if a woman was leading. That's what we would do. That's how we would handle war. We just wouldn't go, right? And if you take, man, it's just like the whole feminine energy has been swept under the rug completely. And he's right, it's coming back. And when he said that, it made me realize something, right? So you guys know there's like dating websites, right? And I got on this dating site, and it's full of these girls that are just, there's always some little niche with them. Like, they're always looking for some guidance, or they can always use it. They're not necessarily looking for it, but they're on there because they get flooded with messages from guys, like all day, every day, right? Meanwhile, the guys got to do everything they can just to get a reply maybe once a week. Meanwhile, these girls are shifting through hundreds of messages, half they're not even gonna ever read, right? But they love it because it's attention, it makes them feel good inside, right? See, as a woman, you look to your father, you look to the male the male family members to see how you're supposed to be treated. When your dad shows you what love is, when your dad shows your mom how he loves her, it reflects to you how a man should treat a woman, right? If it's right, that's how it should be. But if you are lacking that, then you're gonna seek it from other sources, other male sources, who aren't mature enough yet to even know how the dynamic between men and women even works, right? Like, you can't, like, as a woman loves is different than a man loves. A woman can't really tell how a guy loves because she only knows her own perception. So when she thinks that these guys are hooking up with her because they like her, she couldn't be more wrong. Like, every one of us guys will say, yo, I would hook up with a girl before I would hold hands with her, you know? Like, there's a such thing as intimacy and there's a such thing as just hooking up, right? I told this girl, I was like, hey, you know what? That guy literally would pay a hooker $100 to have sex with her. So what makes you think that he has to like you to hook up with you? He plays with his fucking dick every night for free with his hand. What makes you think he's not gonna welcome yours? So you see where their perception of love, this very kind, unassuming, see, because women will not hook up with a guy they're not attracted to, that they're not into. So they don't understand how we could do that with a girl that we didn't really care about that much, right? Anyway, there needs to be a certain level of maturity where you understand where these two energies complement each other and these two energies work in harmony. And you're not going to be able to do that until this source enters into you. I don't care who you are or what you think you know or what you think you know about unconditional love. You cannot do it until you come to this realization inside yourself of who you are. When this dwells in you, you can love everybody, no matter what. And you can say it to their face at any time. Like, it bursts out of you. And you understand there's different levels of love, yo. You can love a stranger, you can love a friend, you can love a family member, you can love a spouse. You can love every person you meet from day one, right? So, these girls, I was guided to this site for a reason, because every one of these girls has come to me and I've been able to help them, or they've been able to show me something, but mostly I've been able to help them, and every one of them says the same thing, guys. They say, oh my God, it's so refreshing that a guy hasn't sent me dick pics. It's so refreshing that a guy isn't just talking to me to be nice for 3 days just to get in my pants. I've literally talked to over 60 girls and they've all messaged me first for the most part, right? Because they're being guided to me. That's how this works. And every single one of them I've talked to for over 3 weeks. They've given me their number and I haven't met any of them. Nor do I desire to, right? It's enough for me to know that I'm making them feel, for once, just like a human, right? Appreciated. So it's interesting that he said that, and now I understand this idea of why I was guided to go on this website, even though I'm not really trying to meet anyone. I don't want to hook up with anyone. I don't want anything, right? I honor things that come to me, and I honor things that I have, but I do not wish to possess them, right? The best gift you can have is the gift of knowing you don't want anything. Because that's when the magic happens, yo. You can't be let down then, ever, when you truly understand that. And that doesn't mean you're not going to get anything, and that doesn't mean that you don't need anything. It just means you don't want it, you don't desire it, you don't want to possess it. You can't, because you can't bring it in with you, so why pretend? Anyway, dude, I've been letting this drag on, but it was necessary. Yo, Faithful Philosopher, this guy, he is very kind, and that was very nice of him to do that. And you should check out this guy's hair, yo. If you guys understood what was going on, you would know that it's not good to ever cut your hair. You're not supposed to. The hair's like an antenna, right? Same thing with the food we eat. Like, our shit's not supposed to stink, yo. If you were eating the right diet, just fruit, shit you find outside, that way, because this is how it's supposed to work. You're supposed to take and give, right? I don't know why I'm going into this, but you know, we're not supposed to be showering. We're not supposed to be doing any of this shit we're doing. You know, there's a reason we have certain smells. They actually used to be attractive, and there used to be a sort of ecosystem where you would eat these fruits and these seeds would come through you and digest it, and then we would usually, before houses and toilets, we would just go somewhere on the ground. And then automatically you'd be planting that seed back into the soil. And that's one of the rules of my art. You don't take without giving. So that's like a perfect balance. And then the hair is like antennas, right? So you're not supposed to cut that shit. You're not supposed to wash it. You're not supposed to do shit to it, right? So anyone who looked at this guy and goes, hey man, that's kind of weird looking. No, that's right looking. You're weird looking. Got it? All right, yo, I'm going back inside. If I missed anything, I'll get it later. I got the rest of the fucking universe to do it. By the way, guys, have you dented the universe today? Maybe you should. Boom.